How's it going, everyone? Walkman here. I'm actually here to talk to you guys about something that's very important to me. About 8 years ago, I was diagnosed with an illness called ulcerative colitis. It's basically an illness that has tiny ulcers in your colon that causes you to lose blood. Pretty much, I crap blood. I mean, it's kind of scary to say, and I hope I don't offend people about talking about this, but the thing is, this is actually something that happened to me years ago. When I was 20 years old, I got diagnosed with this illness, and I was in the hospital for a good month. I weighed 130 before I got sick, and then when I got really ill, I weighed about 89 pounds. I was horrible. I was in bad shape. I lost so much blood. And the thing is, like, it held me back from a lot of things I wanted to do. Being a performer, not only just being a performer, but going to college. I ended up losing a scholarship I was working on. I ended up dropping out of college, and I haven't gone back since. I ended up being in the worst shape of my life back then. It was horrible, and I had a lot of support back then that actually helped me get better. But, like, thinking back on all that stuff that happened to me, it just, I almost died. And for the people that were there for me, I mean, I appreciate it so much. I mean, from the people that first arrived there, like Christine and Rox, and at the time, Christine's boyfriend, Estevan, who actually ended up being a good friend of mine too. I knew that guy long before he started dating my twin, Christine, who I consider my twin. And John, of course, my my cousin, that we were so close back then, but now we aren't as close as we used to be. John, I do appreciate you doing that. If you watch this video, I do appreciate you for being there for me, as I do Rox. I know we weren't that close, Rox, but I still appreciate that you were there to see me and everything. And there's more people I'm going to thank in this video. Just, I want to thank those people, and then also let you guys know that I'm trying again to be famous. But of course, the other people that were there, Sean, who's there every day, and I know me and him have... Sean, I know we've had a fallout recently, and we aren't as close as we used to be because of certain reasons that I don't want to say on this video. But, basically, dude, you still hold a pretty close place to me. I mean, just for the reason that you were there every single day at the hospital to see if I could get better. I mean, you were there for me, and I appreciate that you stood by me as much as you did. Same thing goes with this next person I'm about to thank, Marissa. We haven't been close lately, and we used to be super close, and I know we've had our ups and downs and our backs and forths, but just letting you know, you still hold a pretty close place to me. I mean, I still think of you as someone near and dear to my heart because, you know, you were there as much as my dad was, as much as Sean was, as much as my brother was. You were there pretty much every single day. And I appreciate that so much. Anthony, you visited me a few times over at the hospital. Once, a couple times by yourself, but one time you brought everybody with you. You brought Beaver, Quinn, Basil, and someone else, and Tom White. Tom White, I can't believe you showed up with Anthony to say what's up to me. I mean, that I appreciated that so much because, you know, like, we've always been sort of close, and then we got closer when we got older, and it was cool that, like, all you guys are there. You guys were all like brothers to me. Of course, you, Anthony, you're always my little brother, and Tom, I know we don't talk as much now, but I still consider you pretty close because you visited me when I was in the hospital. Same with Basil and same with Beaver. Guys, both you guys were like partners in crime back in the day. I'm not sure how things are going with you guys nowadays, but we all hung out, and man, I enjoyed those times. And Quinn, you surprised me when you showed up at the hospital with Anthony. I'm not sure if you'll remember it, but I remember seeing all you guys there, and there's another guy that I met there too, but I just can't remember who he was. But I just appreciate how you guys were there for me as much as you were, and it was just awesome to see all you guys there. I mean, you guys are all still close to me, like right here. Even though we don't hang out as much as we used to, I still think of you guys super close to me. Mallory, I have to mention you. You came once when you could. And the time you came, you made a lot of impact. I mean, you came, you gave me a hug, your sister gave me a hug, you guys talked to me for a long time, and you just started calling people, telling people what was going on with me. You had Fairbanks talk to me on the phone. Fairbanks, I cannot mention how much you still mean to me. And for you to say those words to me on the phone, even though like you were upset that I didn't call sooner and tell you that I was sick in the hospital, I still appreciate that you were there for me. I do. And Timmy, you and your dad came because your dad got kicked out of your sister's room for messing with the buttons. Your sister was in the hospital at the same time as I was. She was giving birth to one of her kids. I can't remember who, but you and your dad came to visit me, and that made me appreciate you guys so much. I mean, I love the fact that you actually came with your dad to visit me, and that meant a lot to me. And it did. Now, Jerome, I gotta thank you, man, because even though we're not as close as we used to be, you know, you used to do the coolest things to try to cheer me up. Jerome worked at the hospital, and what he used to do was he would write notes on my food, because he used to work in the kitchen of the hospital, and he would write little notes on the receipt saying, "Hope you get well, buddy, we love you all, and we love you, and we hope you get better." And he just used to write the coolest scenes, and it helped me get better so much. It like all the positiveness that he would send. And then there's Adam and Jose who came to visit me with Jerome one time. And Adam, you got your tattoo that day. I believe you got it that day because you were showing everybody the tattoo. It was one of the most awkward tattoos. You even showed it to me, but I mean, what can I do, man? I mean, that was great. You were so happy to see me too, and then the news that you busted on me was so awesome. You told him that you wanted to donate the blood that you donated when you dragged me out. When you dragged me out to donate blood, man, you told him that you wanted to donate the blood to me. And that was, I don't know how much I could thank you for that, bro. I mean, I really can't. When you told me that, like, that made me so happy. And Jose, like, you're still there for me, and you're still one of the people that I would consider a best friend. We don't talk as much as we used to, and we should hang out again, and I would love to hang out with every single person that I'm mentioning here. And that would be great. But some of us have distanced ourselves, and some of us are still hanging out with, or still in contact. Just like I'm trying to stay in contact with some people. I mean, Jose, you will always be my lucky fat man, and I love you, man. I love all you guys here. Norman, I gotta mention you. We don't talk anymore. You're not even a friend of mine on Facebook, and we're not as close as we used to be because of our recent falling out a few years ago. We've talked a few times, but I really gotta say how much I thank you for being there for me still. I mean, you stayed with me 3 days in a row. One of those days, you spent the night right next to me in the chair. I mean, you slept in the chair right next to my bed. And it meant so much to me that, like, you were there for me, and you were actually there to see how I was doing. And I do appreciate you being there and spending the night with me like you did. I mean, good thing I got away with it, because I had a private room all to myself, and that was great. That really was. Greg, you only came once to the hospital. Came once. And I understand because you were busy, but, you know, it still made my day to see you over there, and to talk to me like you did, and that you were there for me the way you were. I'm proud to have a friend like you. We might not talk or hang out much as we used to, but you're still very close to me, and I don't want you to ever think that I'm abandoning you as a friend or anything, because you're still gonna be close to me. And Dennis, you also, we're not as close as we used to be as well, and I want to thank you as well. And because you came a few times to see me at the hospital, and one of those times you came with Greg and Marissa, and another time you came with Marissa. Well, two other times you came with Marissa, and just the fact that I saw you there, I mean, it showed how much I meant to you, and it was just amazing because like I felt like I was close to death around that time, that like all these people are showing up to see me. And I even had people that weren't really close to me that were working at the hospital, like person who I consider my cousin as well, Miss Michelle. Michelle, you were working at the hospital one time, and at that time, and you came to see me, and what I really appreciated was that you actually got your mom to come visit me at one point too, and that meant a lot to me. That really did. And you don't know how much I appreciate that you guys were there for me when I needed it the most. Man, my grandpa came to visit me almost as often as he could. He tried to bring my grandma. I think he brought her once. But Grandpa, I miss you. I miss him. It was just so amazing the fact that he was there and how much I knew I meant to him. My cousin Justin showed up with his son Jeremiah. Crystal, I guess, ended up being hospitalized because she ended up like in a fender bender because she was pregnant at the time with Layla. But I could never forget that Jeremiah was playing with the lid to my food, just throwing it around, and he was having so much fun. It was great, and I just appreciate that you guys are there. And then my uncle came, my auntie came too, Uncle Ladio. And thank you so much too. I mean, and my auntie was there for a little bit. Auntie Marion, I love you guys so much, and you mean so much to me. All you guys, all my family. And Marcos came down one time to see me when he could. It was great just to see how a lot of these people cared about me when sometimes I thought they didn't. And my dad was there every day, bugging the nurses, telling them, asking them questions and stuff. I remember one nurse asked me, "Can you tell your dad to stop asking questions?" I'm sorry. Told him, I'm sorry that my dad cares and that he wants to know what's going on with me. And that they should not freak out. They should allow him to do that. Miguel, I can't believe that you were there as much as you were for me because of how we weren't that close when we were younger, and we got closer when we got older. And you know, I really do love you, little bro. I really do. I'm sorry. there's gotta be one more person I gotta thank, and that's Jessica Ortega. She I remember one time she was going to come and visit me, and she would text me every day to see how I was doing. And she told me that she was sorry that she couldn't make it because of the storm. And I said that's fine. I mean, I understand, as long as you keep in contact with me, that would be great. But one day it made me more happier because I didn't have anybody say Happy Valentine's Day to me. And Jessica, you're the only one that did. You texted me saying saying Happy Valentine's Day, hun. Hope you feel better. Hope you get better soon. And I love you. And that meant so much to me that you did that for me. There is one more person I gotta thank, and she came through a blizzard just to see me. And she was having a hard time driving all the way from Albuquerque to see me. And it was my mom. Me and my mom haven't been as close as we were when I was younger. And for her to actually drive all the way down just to see me was great. And I do love you, Mom. I really do. Oh crap, I keep forgetting people, and there's one more person I gotta thank. Wherever you are, Simona. Wherever you are. I know we recently had a fallout a few years back, and we haven't talked to each other for about 4 years. But if you're watching this, I want to say thank you, because you used to text me every day. You used to call me every day. Hope that I was doing better, and you were trying to come down to see me, and you never made it. And then the time you made it, I remember you called me asking me what room I was in, and I told you I was already out of the hospital. And you came all the way down right when I got released. And I felt so bad. But Simona, we weren't close when we were younger, but we got closer when we got older. And I do love you a lot. Now, to clear things up and wrap this video up, I was on a diet the whole entire time at the hospital of Jello, tea, water, and chicken broth. And I was on that for a whole entire month. And then one day I finally got real food, and I was so excited about it. I was so happy I finally got to eat food. I regretted it later in the bathroom, but I was happy. And so now I'm trying to get back to what I was doing. Lately I've been getting a lot more compliments about my dancing and everything, saying that I've been getting better and that I should really pursue it, and I'm trying my best here. And you guys will all see videos from me. And Pasquale, when you help me, that would be great. But the thing is, I also need to thank you too, because you actually called me one time when I was in the hospital to see how I was doing, and I appreciate that so much. And thank you. Thank you all to my family and all to those friends that I know that actually were there for me. I appreciate it so much. And soon you will see videos of me. I promise. you'll see me dancing and you'll see me doing other stuff. So, thank you. Bye.